Hello, YouTube. This is an interesting one because we're actually going to be talking about an idea that I had, and this is what you're seeing right now. This whole thing. Now, I'm going to be explaining some of the background of what inspired me to make this, and you're going to see that. So, in a Discord that I'm in, there's this person that's able to use masks as part of the arms, the legs, the thighs, the chest, and it just blends so well that at first I was wanting to try my hand at that, but I was unable to do that, which was a real bummer, and it just hurt me pretty much. So I put it off to the side and just worked on other stories and other stuff. But now I don't know how much later. Oh, I think a year. I really don't know, but we've come back and I made this. Now this is, even though it's called Fantoka Mecha in a lore that I have, this one is a speedster. It's fast, it's agile, it can hit fast, hit and run tactics, So, but you're probably wondering, well, where's the masks that you're using? That's an interesting thing because unfortunately, stud.io doesn't have all the pieces from Lego. There's some that you have to get in from other packs and such, but the masks that I'm going to be using it for the chest here is Pohatu Fantoka's mask, the Kakama. I believe that it's the mask of speed, but using two of them and just having it on the sides here, and they're both in orange. So we're actually going to be talking a little bit about this. So this thing went through so many different redesigns, and I was just like, I got to make this feel like it's nimble, that it's fast, that it's speedy, that you can tell that even though it doesn't look as though it could hold in a fight, it can, but still keep with that aerodynamic design and such. Now, because I originally wanted it to be lime and orange, or lime and white, but I was talked out of it by another person, the owner of the server, the Discord server, that lime and white just doesn't fit well, and that it's a little weird. Now, then I went with an orange, and it reminds of the Toa Plasma. In Bionicle lore, there is Toa that are Toa of Plasma. I don't know if there were, and for any that we ever saw, but we heard about. I'd have to check. I'd have to double check that. But that's kind of what is inspiring this here. So it's a really, really cool design. So if you're noticing, the thigh design right here is the same as Ronin's current one, and I wanted it to be like that, to kind of give a style to it, along with the torso as well. So, but changing it up quite a little bit. Now, a lot of this I've had to just kind of change in the color, hey, I don't have this piece in that color, I'm gonna have to do a different color and everything. That's what I've been doing, and a good couple of these pieces, sometimes they don't come in those colors. Thankfully, I do have a lot of these parts that do come in this color, and I only have one of this. And I just opened that. It's on stud.io, it is known as part 64292, Bionicle Shin / ankle guard. Right now, the price of it, if it was orange, is, you can see down here, almost $2. The cheapest is the yellow, which is only 90 cents, which is incredible. Red is 90 cents, around that. But bright light orange is about $7 just for one, which is quite expensive. And especially if you have to include with the shipping and costs and different fees and everything, it's a lot. So I'm glad to have that part on hand and not have to worry about that. Now, you'll noticing that the legs look very slim. I wanted it to be like that, but still, like, you could tell there's that aerodynamic feel, that there is that area that it's like, okay, yeah, I could see that. Kind of, because normally flyers, especially with aircraft, people, or even like Transformers, some of the flyers in that have sometimes much more thinner designs sometimes. So I wanted to base it off of that as well, but add a little spin of it to my own. So now, if you look at the color validator here, you're seeing that there's two things that are unavailable in the color. It's these shoulder pads. Now, in the previous video, I said I was reviewing those two Lego sets, the knockoff Lego sets, and how they were in a white that this never came in. That's what I'm going to be using for this, along with these cam pieces. Sorry, I'm yawning. I'm sorry. And I've already made the backpack, which you're probably wondering, why does it have this dark bluish thing? This is the cheapest for this. Let me see, because, yeah, it doesn't have that, the orange, which I would have liked to have. I might do a print, because I do have the filament, the 3D filament to print the stuff, so I could do that, which would be easy, nice and peasy. So that would be really, really cool to do. But it's the visor and the mask that were a little tricky. Now, this mask is a custom piece. It's a part 11278, Hero Factory Mask Stormer 2013, his brain attack visor. On Thingiverse, which is where I get a lot of like my 3D files and such. It's really cool. You should check it out. They didn't have this, so I had to import this from stud.io into a Parts Designer, another app which is free, another part of this that is free, and you can import 3D objects into here or out as objects files to put into your into the 3D printer. And so I did. First test, it was an instant, like, perfecto. It was really good. But this trans orange piece, though, on the other hand, I don't have a filament for that. I don't have that part. So I got that later on. I'm sorry about Discord showing there. But it's really, really cool that I made this. Now, the official thing, it doesn't have these arm bits built yet, or the thighs. I'm trying to scrap other projects and make sure that I have those parts that I can be able to make this. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, well, what if you just didn't want to do the wing pack? The wing pack can come off right on these bits that are connected right here. So the whole thing will actually come off, and it will just leave the back bare. So it's actually pretty simple, and it's very nice to see. Now, there is a very, very cool thing about this, and it's one of the I think one of the very first MOCs that I can just look back and say, I made this cool. I made this actually and legitimately very cool. I put in heart, I put in my work, and I'm I'm just happy with it. This ain't the only one that I do have, so trying to remember a couple of the other ones that I've also made, like this one. These ones don't use that same mask thing, but they are all connected. They're all part of the same lore, which is very cool. I'm trying to remember crud. But oh, I think it's this one. Hold on. Yeah, it's this one. Sorry. But yeah, all these 3 individuals are all part of the same lore. So, and I was really happy with like this one because it's just such a weird design and it's very spidery, which I really like. I'll close that. This one is very Toa of Light, but it's not really Toa of Light once you actually get to know the lore behind this dude. And then this gal is going to be very cool to finish up and make because I am just happy with how I made her, and she's just... I think she's like one of the very first ones that's after for a good while now that I just look back and I'm just like, I did this. I made her look cool. I made her look this awesome, and I'm proud of it. And that's that good feeling that you can look back at this and just at these kind of things and just learn so much that you've grown in, whether it's building these kind of MOCs, writing, or claymation, or even stop motion. It's all about looking back at these things and just feeling nostalgic that you just made that. You made that with your heart. You poured your heart into it, and it was worth it. All right. Sorry about that little spiel, but anyways, thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below and comment what did you think about it. Also, subscribe to the channel with the bell on, so that way when I do more videos, if you do want me to do this more often, I will be happy to do so. And that way, when you do have that bell on, you'll be notified of that new video. And as I always say, stay alive, keep the fire alive, and I shall see you next time.